Welcome back, boys and girls, for another week of Modern. Here with Justin for Mtgo.com. This week we'll be taking a look at a deck called Domain Aggro, which is gone through another number of evolutions over the past month or so. It started off some sort of version of this was developed by Reed Duke. And who passed along to Owen Turtenwald, and he changed it around a little bit. And then we have Bloodbraid Elf Band. So the newest incarnation of this deck, obviously since we don't have Bloodbraid Elves anymore, the main real change you'll see here is you see 4 Snapcasters instead of our favorite 3/2 Cascade Haste Guy. The reason Domain's in the name is because of cards right here like Tribal Flame, which turns out to be a really good card in a deck like this because of our mana pool, which is probably the weakest part of this deck. Our other Domain card here being Might of Lara, which is just a good way to maybe save a creature or get those last few points of damage that you need to kill your opponent. As I said just a second ago, the weakest part of this deck is your mana. You're running a number of one-ofs of a whole bunch of different shock lands, lots and lots of fetch lands. You're only running 2 basics, so Blood Moon absolutely destroys this deck. I mean, this list that I'm running right here is a stock list that won a PTQ recently on Moto. I was actually fairly considered to change the 2 disenchants in the sideboard to Seal of Primordiums instead, just because usually about the time that Blood Moon comes down, you're not going to have mana open to deal with it, and that's basically going to just shut down your entire deck. I mean, we are running 1 basic forest, we are running 1 basic plains, but all that's going to do is basically let us cast our Tarmogoyfs and our Path to Exiles and our Deathrite Shamans. So, yeah, so mana being the weak link. Other cards to note in here, we have our obligatory Deathrite Shamans, Geist Sustained Trap, which ends up being fairly powerful in a deck like this. We have a good suite of removal, and we have the Snapcaster Mages to make use of it, which is good. We have more mana guys in normal Hierarch, and that's about it for the main deck. As far as the sideboard goes, we have our Stony Silences and our Spell Skites to kind of take care of artifacts. Solid Games for combo decks or other decks where we just cannot deal with a certain card. Rakdos Charm serves as our graveyard removal. We have Obstinate Balos in there just in case we encounter a deck that is faster than ours, which I find it kind of hard to believe. But they're in there. We are running a pair of Leyline of Sanctinities here, and I'm not really sure why they're there. My original build did not include these. I would assume it's for red deck wins. Why there's only 2. I'm guessing it's just because putting more of them in there would kind of dilute the main deck enough to a point where it's just not worth it. So it'll be interesting to see how those play out. And then we of course have 2 disenchants instead of something like Nature's Claim, which gives them 4 life, and that's not something you want to be doing with a deck like this. So it'll be really interesting to see. Oh, and one more point of note before we start hopping into some 1-man queues, or 2-man queues rather. You end up taking a lot of damage with this deck, so and that can be a real problem. So anytime that you can avoid taking any kind of like taking a hit from a shock, do it if you can. So with everything being said, I'll be interested to see how the Snapcasters do instead of Bloodbraid Elves. Let's go ahead and jump into some matches and see what happens.